What are you having the allergic reaction to?
I have no idea, but I'm very glad to be here on day 8 of the Burbank Comedy Festival.
The transition.
Here at the here live streaming. This is the final live stream. There won't be another live stream after this. I don't believe, not as part of the festival. My name's Greg Benevent. I'm very glad to be sitting here again with Joshua Snyder.
Hello.
Yeah, and just one more time about the wonderful sponsors that we've had here. We have Visit Burbank in downtown Burbank. At someone that's lived in Burbank a long time in and around the area. I genuinely love it here. It's nice to see that there's an organization that like shows off Burbank to people that come by. Yeah, we did another one to sponsor. We went to the after party last night at Calaveras.
Yes.
I believe I'm saying that properly.
I don't know.
Okay, that's good.
Look who you're asking. Look who you're asking.
Because man, I got nothing.
Calaveras. Yeah, we went to the Calaveras and we had the tamales. We had the tamales, and after that we had the taquitos. Chicken taquitos.
I've tried. I had half of a taquito, and I felt very guilty about it since up until about a couple minutes ago when the caffeine kicked in. But it was
the
delicious.
carnitas. We had the carnita after that. Delicious carnita. And the quesadilla, of course. Who could forget the quesadilla? Or as my family calls it, the cheese wheel. The cheese wheel.
They cut it up into like these nice little wedges. Like it wasn't even the wheel. It was so professional.
Nothing like a good wedge. I'm like a good wedge at a party.
Especially late at night, that good solid late night
wedge. Late night wedge of dairy. That's the name of an improv group.
Oh man, we used to say that would be a cool band name. Now we say it's a cool name for an improv group. That's the decline, just in real time, folks.
Late night wedge of dairy. There it is. There it is.
So I think what I say, I've tried to make it each of the after parties, and each of the after parties is a different great sponsor, right?
Yes.
Barney's Beanery
That's
the other
right.
night, which is one of my favorite places just in and around here. At Magnolia Corners, which is recently reopened.
I think
Hit me.
it's Magnolia Corner.
Oh,
Magnolia
okay.
Corners is a late 80s soap opera, a nighttime soap opera starring Diane Wiest and Tyne Daly as wives living on a street in Burbank, and their husbands. You know, one husband's a politician, and he's getting into trouble. And another one has a husband who she thought was lost in the war, but it was found. But she's been sleeping with the other one's husband, and now there's like this, love.
Wow.
Square.
Wow, we made it almost 3 minutes before a reference to Diane Wiest. That's got to be a new record for a live stream here at Flappers Comedy. Don't ever say that we're not in touch with modern culture. Diane Wiest here on August, year of our Lord 2025.
Diane Wiest
I mean,
forever.
the shows, you sold me on the show. Like what you said was very funny, but also part of me was like, watch that. Put that on in the background, like Disney Plus or something.
Sure.
We'll have it now.
Magnolia Corners.
Magnolia Corners. Back when no one cared, when the name didn't have to grab anyone's attention, it just had to describe a place.
Right.
And what was and I'm trying. My mind, of course, is a mess. Oh, Story Tavern.
Yes.
The place that of all the places we've been to, probably the one I've been to the most in my actual life outside of the festival.
Yeah.
We had a lovely time over there. We were in the game room because people forget Story Tavern is 2 separate locations. There's the very Irish bar pub that could be in Dublin, and then there's the game room right next to that.
Actually, 3 locations. Well, because they also have the cider works, which is right next to Barney's Beanery.
I never knew that.
Where if you really want to, I think they have a lot of different craft beer options.
Okay.
For you.
Huh. I never got into craft beer. That's one of those things. It's like wine and jazz. I always figured I'd get into it someday, and it never happened. But anyway, so that's anyway. Now we've learned about my drinking history. So tell us. So this is the final day of the Burbank Comedy Festival, day 8.
Yes.
The last one. And you are, of course, the founder of the feast, the driving force.
I'm not the founder.
Okay,
the co-executive producer.
Co-executive producer. Okay, it's very important that we make these.
The
person I see the most involved around this thing. So tell us just a little bit about how the festival's gone this year. What you think about this one? How it compares to others. All that. What's your take on what you've seen so far through the 8 days of the Burbank Comedy Festival?
I mean, overall, I think it's been highly successful. I think we overhauled how we were booking the shows,
Mm.
and I think it's leaner and meaner. There's there were fewer shows this year than there were last year, but
Okay.
I think they were better shows.
Mm.
And the after parties were all great. I think
Yes.
that I feel like the comics this year seemed to be more into it. I would like to
Oh,
want to say,
okay.
and it's nothing
I think
against
that's a fair assessment.
nothing against the comics last year, but
Certainly.
I mean, it does it and this was the first year where I don't know, guests seem to be doing more than just coming to one show here, one show there.
Oh, okay.
So I think
That's great.
Yeah, so I think that we saw guests were showing up at the parties.
Okay.
In addition to the comics.
Yes, saw plenty of that last night, actually.
And there's a lot of great comics who were performing this year. You've got the pros like Jamie Kaler and JP Connolly.
Yes.
And then a lot of up and coming people. A good mix of some are new to it. Some have been doing it for a while, but really solid lineups. So
I noticed that certainly on the shows I was on. That
Yeah.
seemed to be very much, like you said, there were a lot of folks at different places in their careers, but just the overall general strength of talent.
Yeah, and we basically the other thing we did is that basically everyone is in the Best of the Fest
Right.
shows, because the thought we were trying to make it easier on travel so that people
Certainly.
knew one way or the other they could plan their time. But we did there were the industry judges voted, and there were a
Okay.
few standout performances.
Certainly.
And some JP Connolly did very well, as did Dana Keel. So we
Right.
actually booked them on Leno tonight.
Hey, I like both of those people.
yeah.
That's great to hear. Yeah.
But it was, it's when the talent is as good as it was this year. It's it's hard to, there is no one best per se. But they had stand-up performance. I thought Tyreek Woods did a really great job too.
I didn't see that coming.
He was on the diversity showcase.
Okay.
And man, there were a lot. We also did our cosplay comedy yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. I was very
and
glad
we
to be a
had
part of that.
we had a very angry Mickey Mouse who was fantastic.
That was a good act. I
and
did enjoy that.
A Forrest Gump and a Lieutenant Dan.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That was we got the entire second act of the movie.
Yeah.
During that show.
I didn't know there'd be such a strong Forrest Gump contingent.
Again, here in the year of our Lord 2025.
Right. But that was great. So it's been fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, what can you tell us about what's coming up tonight? You mentioned the Leno show. You mentioned
We have
some
Leno
Best
at
of the Fest shows. and
Leno
some
at
other stuff.
7. We've got
Okay.
and then we got 3 Best of the Fest shows, 2 in the Yoo-Hoo room at 7:30 and 9:30, and 1 in the main room at 9. And then our after party at Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant on the bar patio area.
Oh, wow.
Where we will be having a taco truck. We'll be having tacos and
Okay.
an ice cream cart, actually.
Oh,
with
wow. Ice cream cart in the past? That feels new.
no, it's Marcella's Sweet Treats, and she's a local vendor who's new,
Okay.
and we just met her when she catered a show recently, and so
Okay.
that should be great.
That sounds amazing. I
if
mean,
you
it's
can digest ice cream, which I can't.
Right. Yeah, I'm not actually going to try any of that, but it sounds incredible.
But
I'll
if
tell
we
you.
could, and we'd be happy, then we would do it. But we're not. We're two miserable people over here. We're probably still going to die young.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I do all this workout stuff, but I kind of assume this is a short ride. Yeah, yes.
This got dark.
So, yes, it did. It took. We fell a long way from Diane Weist. So, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you'd like to say about the festival, or about this experience, or something, just to let folks know about what this week is?
Yeah, I mean, it gets very. In some ways, how do I put this? Double-edged sword, because we always talk about at Flappers all the celebrity comedians and the big names that are coming through, and sometimes I think that the up-and-coming comics who are also very, very talented, and in many cases as talented as the celebrities, just don't get their due, and that people, what I want is for people to understand that. Celebrity doesn't equal funnier.
Oh, Okay.
Celebrities,
Wow.
yes, there's a reason why there is a reason why they got to where they got to. Yes, they're very, very talented.
Yeah.
But there's a whole,
Mostly multiple reasons. Yeah.
there's a whole, like, I heard the story about how when the
Timid.
Comedy Store first opened,
Okay.
and, a lot of the, Letterman, Leno, Robin Williams, they weren't famous yet.
Mhm.
And it was actually, people like Freddie Prinze or,
Mhm.
oh, darn it, what's his name? Freddie
Uh,
Prinze and
give me any kind of clues that can help you out here.
Jimmy J.J. Walker. That's who I was
Okay.
thinking of.
Okay.
They,
Certainly
it
people
was
that made it. Yeah.
folks like them
Mhm.
who were famous, who they were the ones who were kind of the engine selling tickets, while
Okay.
these other folks could be discovered,
Mm.
and then a few years later, then they became big.
Ah. Okay. And
And it's kind of, we have Leno, we have Garland. They're the
right.
ones who people recognize.
Absolutely. They get folks in the door.
But I want for people to, pay attention to the up and comers too,
Mhm.
because they're the ones who 3 to 5 years from now they're gonna be the big names.
Right, that's the idea. That's how you manage to keep both the club moving forward and also this as an art form.
Yes,
That's
and
continue evolving.
it's not that they're not talented. Like it's not
Right.
like suddenly you're a celebrity and then you're talented. It's the other way around, my friends.
Right. Yes. You may perhaps you hit that big thing, that big break, and you make an emotional connection with folks out in the world. It's rare that you hit that lottery thing first, and then all of a sudden then you become funny and able to be,
Correct.
the professional stand-up comic.
Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed.
Great. Well, it's between the two of us. There's absolutely no chance whatsoever of either of us doing a tequila shot on any level whatsoever. This is
Well,
not
no,
occurring.
not at all.
Not in
No.
a little bit. Not any. I think the last time I had tequila, I was 300 pounds. It was
Okay.
about 10 years ago. So that's definitely not occurring whatsoever.
But we want to thank Haha Tequila
Yes.
for
Oh, absolutely.
yes, we want to thank them,
mhm.
and they're the people who are cool and fun
Yes.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, no, no. So many other folks got a lot of use out of this
Yes,
tequila over the
exactly.
course of the day. And I've heard great things about this tequila from people who actually know tequila. I certainly
Right.
do not.
We would never do it because we
No.
like to remain miserable. But
Yeah, yeah, that's one way of putting it. I
yes,
mean, so I'll take that. I'll take that. Yes.
but watching from a respectable distance, it's fantastic. Everything that the tequila has to stand for is great. Yeah, I think we lost the cap to it.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay. I was wondering about
Yep,
that.
we
Well,
did.
I mean, there's a shot glass.
Right.
That,
Does that mean it's going to slowly evaporate? I think so.
I think over the course of 500,000 years, sure. I think the half-life of the tequila will eventually run down. I don't think we have to worry about it by like day 9 from the start of the festival.
I don't know. It could be like a reverse Hanukkah thing, where
Actually, I've heard that enough people have drank this tequila that we don't have to worry about this going to waste.
okay, good, fantastic.
Excellent.
All right.
I could talk to you all day, but I feel like we've talked for a long, long time.
See, now I feel insulted. I feel
Oh,
like
you
you're I
shouldn't.
feel like you're trying to get out of it now.
No, I'm not. I was worried that I had nothing left to say, that I had nothing left to give you.
And
No,
now
no,
I feel guilty for accusing you of trying to get out of it when in
no,
fact,
no, I wasn't sure because I hit you with my big, what else do you want to say to these people? 'Cause I
sure.
run out of questions. That's my big finishing move.
Yeah.
And then you did fantastic. You took us through the history of comedy. And then I was like, oh man, that's what move do I have now? And I was like, oh
What
man,
move?
boy.
What is this, Street Fighter 2?
Oh, great.
Yes.
We can mention the schedule for tonight. I believe it's, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it's at 4:30, the volunteer show.
Oh, yes, and the volunteers who've been wonderful this year. You should come check out. They're having a little showcase at Quattro 30. Why did I say it that way? I don't know.
It's a high energy show, though. That is a lot of
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
The volunteer show, it really is.
Yes, at Leno at 7, Best
Okay.
of the Fest at 9, and then in the Yoo-Hoo Room we have additional Best of the Fest shows at 7:30 and 9:30,
Mhm.
and then the Flappers closing night party at 10 or 10:30, whatever feels
Oh,
right
I
to
thought it
you.
was even later than that. I didn't know it.
Oh God, no, 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 no.
Really?
We're not going
Oh,
to go
okay.
nuts. No, no,
That's
no.
great. I just assumed, and maybe I'm going off of past years, that the last main room show starts at 9?
9.
Okay, so.
But because we're doing it in the bar/patio,
Oh.
we can low-key kind of start it before the end
Let
of
me
the
see.
thing.
In past years, if you're
Yes.
wondering about my confusion, gentle viewer, it's that the party would usually be in the main room. So but I see. But since there's nothing going on the patio,
It may not be only gentle viewers.
Well,
It could-
I mean, I was trying to go by the the Stephen King thing.
Yeah.
I forget what he said, but it was like gentle reader or something like
There,
that.
there
But yeah.
there could be a viewer who's like just been through something. And
Oh yeah, and if so, thank you for tuning into this.
yes,
Thank you for letting us take you through this afternoon, early evening.
yeah, maybe he's wearing a sword on his back right now. That's how you know he's been through something. Wears the sword on his back.
And where's the sword on his back? It's like, you know what? I need some good live streaming. I need to connect to somebody. What's going on in Burbank right now?
Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, by the way. The sword, way too big.
Right, but they also, as I understand it, Final Fantasy VII was in many ways the last video game I really played. And then they take that from so many different, Japanese and anime cultural references. Like Cloud was kind of a composite of stuff that was cool elsewhere, and they were like, "All right, we're putting all this together," and he gets this one giant sword. Which, if you remember, not all the swords Cloud had in Final Fantasy VII are that big. I mean, some of them are like, scimitars and rapiers and that kind of thing. But
If he's flying, do you think he has to buy an extra seat for the sword? Well, he probably checks it.
I was about to say, I was about to correct you, say, well, the airship they were in, there was plenty of room for that. So, because remember, there's only like what 8 to 10 people in your party maximum in Final Fantasy VII, and that thing was almost like, a starship in terms of how large it was. The airship they had in Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, but you figure if he has that sword and like the dozen of them, and everyone else does too, then that's probably a lot of room.
It's going to throw his back out, right?
You would think, even despite being the super soldier and the clone or all that different stuff, he was sorry for the spoiler, kids, if you haven't gone all the way through Final Fantasy VII yet.
No,
yeah,
there's a lot like between him and then the guy with one wing. Like, there's a lot of back problems. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of back problems that are going to happen that I foresee.
Oh, absolutely. And also too, remember, it's always like just like one-handed nonsense. That's not just a back problem. That's a rotator cuff.
Yeah, that right. Yes, they're in big trouble with that.
Yeah, no. You got to do a lot of this. This is I was always, whenever I had a rotator cuff issue. This is what I was always told to do.
How does he fly with one wing? I never understood that.
He doesn't like fly like Superman. I mean, he like kind of levitates from what I remember. He's not like shooting all across the world.
See, but this is probably, if he's levitating and he only has one wing and it's a big wing,
right.
He's probably got a counterbalance.
Yeah.
So that's going to throw off some of the muscles. He's going to have aches.
Right. And he's also, remember, he's not doing this like nude. He's doing this in like a full cloak with like many weapons and like things hanging off. And what I'd always kind of assume with Sephiroth is it's almost like a hang glider. Like, so it's just like one wing and then he's just sort of like almost like in place, kind of. At least that's the way when you fight him at the end inside the core. If I remember correctly, he's floating when you do that.
I don't know. I just cut off the other wing.
You would think. I mean, it's just the one-winged angel.
Right.
Powerful image that was. But yes, it's the
amazing.
longest conversation I've had about Final Fantasy VII since I was 15. It really was. But that was a game changer. It really was.
My guess is it's an even longer conversation than even when you were 15. That's my guess.
Probably. And then I tried playing Final Fantasy VIII, and then that was the one where they gave you a salary, and I'm like, nope, I'm quitting video games. That was the biggest thing that got me to actually quit video games. I hated them.
Yeah, when it gets, or like the Zelda one where you're fishing for the first 15 nights. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to. I just want the sword. What am I doing?
I can do this. I can go do that. I'm not. Yeah, show me the things that I can't do versus the things that, like, no, I could be bored in real life.
Level 1, balance the checkbook. What is this? Why am I helping with chores?
Yeah, that's it. I have enough of my own chores. I
Right.
don't need to pay to do extra imaginary chores.
Why am I washing Zelda's car?
Wow.
I got 15 points by cleaning the gutters.
Ganon has no chance now.
Yeah.
He's absolutely going to be in trouble, him and the rest of the evildoers, now that I've taken care of all my list of responsibilities for the morning.
They're too busy rotating the tires on a 73 Pontiac.
There is a point where realism in a game becomes like, man, we've just make work for ourselves. It really is.
All right, I think that's probably
man, we
right.
covered a lot.
Yeah,
we
covered
really
a lot.
did.
We did it.
Journey with us if you did indeed go on this journey.
Right. All right.
Right.
Well, listen, come see Leonard tonight and the Best of the Fest shows.
Yes.
And then stay tuned for the 2026 Burbank Comedy Festival, which will be back in August of 2026.
Yes, I was going to ask eventually when we were going to get the trailer drop on the next festival there.
Yeah. And this time, it's personal.
The 2026 Burbank Comedy Festival, Revenge.
is a dish best served with haha tequila. All right, thank
There it
you.
is. There it is. All right. Joshua Snyder, everyone.
Greg Benevent,
All
everyone.
right.